It's incredibly easy to become discouraged by how hard running an organization is. If you run a business, if you run a nonprofit, it's going to be tough. What vision does is it reminds you why what you do is important. What a vision statement does is that it reminds you, hey, this is why we're going to push through this hard time and keep on going.
Welcome to the Growability Podcast, your home for leadership, management, and marketing education, where we teach business and nonprofit leaders the necessary habits to make your organization thrive. Today's episode shares the first step in the 12-step Growability model, how to create vision, mission, values, and standards of excellence for your business or nonprofit. Here are your hosts, Joshua McLeod and Bernie Anderson.
Last week, we began this new series in which we are talking about the Growability 12-step model, and we're going to be sharing with our audience the intricacies of each step, which is pretty... Are we giving this away for free? Like, what is going on here? So this is great. So this week, we're going to begin talking a little bit about step one.
Yeah. So in the 12-step model, the first step is to have a vision. If you don't have any vision, if you don't know where you're going, then your customer is lost. Your team doesn't know where they're going. Every organization needs to have some vision for where are we going to go and how are we going to get there. We use the analogy in Growability of an acorn. This little seed has the potential to create an oak tree that will be 80 feet tall and 80 feet wide and will produce 15 million new acorns. So the potential of an acorn, the technology in an acorn, we can create rockets that'll fly straight up to the moon. We can send satellites out to Mars. We can build supercomputers that will fit on our hands. We don't have anything like the technology of an acorn. When you look at this, I mean, this is something that produces exponential growth by its very DNA. I liken the acorn in your organization to the vision, mission, and values of your organization. The vision, mission, values are like the DNA in your business. The acorn has DNA that can multiply and replicate and produce millions of new acorns. Well, the vision, mission, and values that you have in your business and the vision, mission, and values that you sow and plant into your business is what has the potential to multiply and grow.
All right. So here's where it gets muddy. It's like you could go into any business in your town, walk in, and you could find either on a wall somewhere, sometimes it's in the bathroom, sometimes it's on a piece of paper on the desk in the back office underneath a lot of other things. You could go in and you could find a vision statement. You can find a values declaration. You can find a mission statement. And if you read those statements, they're all over the place. You know, there's like, okay, here's our vision. We're going to do this. Could we talk a little bit about how do we differentiate between a vision, mission, value statement? How do we begin to understand what the difference is between those things?
Yeah, if I'm the owner of a company and I walk into a team meeting and I say, okay, everybody, we're going to start today talking about our vision, mission, and values. There's like a collective like yawn or rolling of the eyes or pause or ew. Right. You know, who really wants to work on vision, mission, value? And the reason why is because, first of all, if I say vision, mission, values in our society, that doesn't mean anything. Like there's no standard of what does a vision actually mean? What does a mission actually mean? What do values actually mean? So when I say vision, mission, values, I'm likely inviting someone to a confusing process. And there are as many awkward and strange and differing definitions about what vision, mission, values are as there are like taste of cars. Like there is so many different options that I think people are continually confused about what vision, mission, and values are. So when we created the Growability model, the focus was not just on what is the statement and how do I define it. The focus is on how can that actually be used in your organization. It took a lot of time for Growability to figure out how are we going to define vision, mission, values, standards of excellence at an organization. Let's break down each one of these statements into what it is, how we define it at Growability, and hopefully we can add some clarity to this process for our listeners. So what is a vision statement? The way that Growability defines a vision statement, we define it as the positive change that can be. So when I think about vision, vision is what you see. For an entrepreneur, what you see doesn't have to already exist. What is the change that can be? What's our vision? In the Proverbs, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. If your business doesn't have any vision for the business, it's on a track for decline. Like every business, every nonprofit organization, every family, every person needs to have some vision as to what is the positive change that can be? What is that thing that we can bring into society that we can change? Now, the vision is different, completely different from the mission statement. Because a mission statement, you really can't create a mission statement until you have a clearly defined vision statement. So a mission statement asks the question, what are we doing to bring about that positive change in your vision statement? The definition of a mission statement is, how do you bring about the positive change? In my vision statement, I'm looking at the positive change that can be. The mission statement is what I'm doing to bring about that change. Why are these two things important? Why is it important to define your vision as the change that can be? The reason is it's incredibly easy to become discouraged by how hard running an organization is. If you run a business, if you run a nonprofit, it's going to be tough. What vision does is it reminds you why what you do is important. What a vision statement does is it reminds you, hey, this is why we're going to push through this hard time and keep on going. If I walk down a road, the scenery is going to change a lot, but I've got to make sure that I'm on the right road. If I start getting off into the scenery and walking over here and walking over there, I'm not actually going to reach the destination unless I stay on that road. Vision is the roadmap for where you're going to go as an organization. It allows you to stay focused and actually reach your destination without getting distracted. What the mission does, the mission helps keep you between the lines on that road. Without a mission, you can't clearly define what's different about you and everybody else. We might have the same vision. We might want the same change. But a mission talks about how I'm actually going to bring about that change. So the vision is like, this is the hill that we're going to take. The mission says, this is the way that we're going to take that hill.
I have an idea. I have in front of me just a few vision statements, and you have no idea what these are. We did not plan this together.
Yes.
And these are called vision statements by companies that all of us have heard of.
Okay,
but let me just give you, and you tell me, is this a vision statement? Is this a mission statement? And let's just tear it down a little bit in this framework. Okay.
Yeah.
We won't spend a ton of time here, but I think it could be kind of fun. Eyeglass company. We believe that buying glasses should be easy and fun. It should leave you happy and good looking with money in your pocket. We also believe that everyone has the right to see them. Is that a vision statement? Is that a mission statement, or is that something else?
Okay, well, there's two more things that we should define as we jump into this. And I love this because I actually heard maybe 3 or 4 different things.
Right.
I want to come back to that in just a second. The 2 more things, let me define real quick. One is, what are value statements?
Okay.
Once I think about my vision statement, once I think about my mission statement, the next thing I want to really consider is my value statements. I love to define values as promises. Values are promises that I will make for my customer. If you run a company and I know what your values are, I know about the decisions that you're going to make. So when we help our companies create value statements, we ask the companies to create promise statements. So we name your value statements as promise statements. Values are all about decision making. Now, the fourth thing that I think every business should have a vision statement, mission statement, value statement, and standards of excellence. Standards of excellence is all about the quality from which you produce your product, or your service. So the standard of excellence isn't necessarily looking out, it's looking in. The standard of excellence is something that every single member of the team has to judge the quality of their work by. If our job is to create a diode on a computer that's going to last 600 years, that's a standard of excellence.
Right.
If our job is to create a diode on a computer that's going to last until it sells, that's a standard of excellence. When you define your standards, you define who gets to be on your team. There's the four things that every organization needs. We need a vision, we need a mission, we need values, and we need standards of excellence. So now jump back into that eyeglass company, and I have an idea.
Let me just clarify,
yeah.
make sure we've got this right. So your vision is kind of your what. Here's what we see, the change that could be. It's your what. Your mission is how we do this.
Yes.
Your values are the promises that you make to yourself.
To yourself, to your team, to your customers, to your stakeholders.
Yes.
That values are the promises that you make to all of them. Okay, go ahead.
All of them. Okay. Yeah. And your commitments are your standards are your commitments to this is how we define excellence in our organization. Okay. So Warby Parker's mission statement is,
yes,
we believe that buying glasses should be easy and fun. It should leave you happy and good looking with money in your pocket. We also believe that everyone has the right to see.
Okay, so fantastic. The thing about that is there's no chance that I'm going to remember all of that. And I bet they paid somebody like $100,000 to come up with that. But the thing there is you're actually mixing a whole lot of elements. So the very end is what I would call the vision statement. Mm-hmm. So we believe that everybody has the right to see.
It's good.
Okay, so this is the change that can be.
Yeah.
So right now there are people who don't have the right to see. We want to help them to become the people that have the right to see. And I think the way that Warby does that is when you buy a pair of glasses, they buy somebody else a pair of glasses. And so it's like helping people out.
Yeah.
Now, the very first thing that they lead with sounds very missional to me. This is, what do you do to empower this to happen? Read that first line.
So the first one is, we believe that buying glasses should be easy and fun.
Yeah. Okay. So the mission. So if I were to write this as a mission statement, our mission is to make buying glasses easy and fun. Our vision is to make it so that everybody in the world can see. Our mission is to make buying glasses easy and fun. And then they have some of their core values and standards of excellence.
Happy, good looking, with money in your pocket. So,
yeah. So within that, I'm going to say that one of their values is style. We only offer certain types of glasses. So that's like one of their core values. We're not going to sell you glasses that are going to make you look bad. So in that example, kudos to Warby Parker for having several of the ingredients of good vision, mission, values, and standards. Okay, hit me with another. How do I do on that one? Does that make sense?
Yep, that was a good one. All right, let's go with Uber. Here's Uber's, what do they call this? They call this their mission statement for Uber.
Okay.
We ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion.
Ooh. we ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. Useless. That has no value to me. Like, that is very cool. Very cool. But is the team member in their organization igniting opportunity? No. Okay. So I guess that could be some of their mission. Okay. I could see a little mission in there where uniting opportunity.
Because they help people get jobs or be an Uber driver or whatever.
Yeah. But it's not telling me who. It's not telling me who it's uniting opportunity for. Say it one more time. I don't have it in front of me.
We ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. You got to have some insider baseball here to know what's going on with Uber.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know who Uber was, I would be like, that makes no sense to me at all.
I mean, it's very sexy. It's very cool. It's not super functional. I don't know what their standards of excellence are. I don't know what their promises are. If their vision was more along the lines of, we're going to add mobility to every person in the universe, or we're going to take down taxi cabs, or, just whatever it is, the change that can be. I want to know what's the change that can be. And then the mission is, how do you bring about that change? What are you going to do in that change?
Yeah.
And incidentally, let me say one thing about sometimes when organizations are confused about what their vision is, what their mission is, what their values are, what their standards of excellence are, then they dump everything into what's called a purpose statement. Purpose statement is like a hodgepodge of all of those things. It can be anything you want it to be. It's the magic bullet. Well, I don't really know how to create this. Let's just create a purpose statement and we'll dump whatever we feel like in this thing. I'm fine with that. I prefer what we do at Growability is we do a Find Your Acorn, which is kind of an upgraded version of a Find Your Why. That's the Simon Sinek thing. But anyway, we do purpose statements, but we call them Find Your Acorns. And,
Find Your Acorn.
It's different.
For sure.
Okay. Give me another one.
Let's try this one. Let me do Google's. Let's do Google's.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, good.
So Google's, this is their vision statement: to provide access to the world's information in one click.
See, that's fantastic. So that is a vision statement.
Yeah.
So that is the change that can be. If I want to have access to the world information in one click, do I have that now? I do. Does everybody in the world? Maybe not, but that's what their vision is. They see a world where you have access to the rest of the world's information in one click. So the reason why Google is so successful year over year over year is that they keep the same vision. This is what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to make it 2 clicks. We're trying to make it 1 click. And that 1 click nowadays is, hey, Alexa, or hey, Siri, or whatever, but you click the button and then they search it. But that's a great example of a vision statement. Any vision, mission, values, or standard of excellence that isn't applicable is not going to be applied. So if I want my team to do these things, I have to make sure that the vision, mission, values, and standards are applicable, that they're applicable, that people can actually do this thing. You can mix Play-Doh together, but it's not that great. It's way better to keep the green separated from the yellow, from the blue.
Man with 8 kids, so he knows about Play-Doh. So
listen, I'm going to tell you what, when you mix the Play-Doh together, it seems fun, and it is fun, but it's only fun like once. When you keep them separated, you can continue to play with them, time in, time out. The same thing is true with your vision, mission, values, and standards of excellence.
So I have one more example of one that does exactly. This is the Play-Doh mix.
Okay.
IBM. So here's IBM's. They're calling this their vision statement: to be the world's most successful and important information technology company.
Vision.
Successful in helping our customers apply technology to solve their problems.
Mission.
Successful in introducing this extraordinary technology to new customers.
Nothing to do.
Important because we will continue to be the basic resource of much of what is invested in this industry. They paid someone for this.
They may have wrote this internally. Is that the end of it? Is that the end?
Yeah, that's the end. And I guess they're defining what successful and important is to them. But
So here's the fundamental difference between a Growability vision, mission, values, standard of excellence statement and a lot of corporate America. What you just read from IBM is a statement written for a shareholder.
Yes.
It shows you as a shareholder what IBM is going to spend money on and how they feel like they are going to guarantee the money from your investment. That's not the way we roll at Growability. When we create vision, mission, values, and standards of excellence, we create them for a customer. Your vision, mission, values should be pointed at the direction of serving, not being served. If you point your vision, mission, values in the direction of serving others, you have unlimited potential.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, let's do this then, Joshua. We've got some time left here. Let's focus a little bit on looking at the vision, mission, values statements that maybe we've helped clients to develop. What are some of the differentiations here between what we just read in corporate America to what we would do to help a client be customer focused with their vision, mission, value statements?
Okay, so this is a great company. This is a surgeon. It's a medical office here in Nashville. This is Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. Dr. Mark Hardison runs that organization. It's fantastic. So this is their vision. Our vision is to see thousands of patients in Middle Tennessee with restored physical health and thousands of healthcare providers influenced towards healthcare as it should be. So what is the change that can be? Well, you've got thousands of people that do not have restored health. We're going to restore their health.
Yeah.
But more than that, they not only want to help patients, they want to help the healthcare industry be along the lines of something that we've coined as healthcare as it should be. Okay, so now what is their mission? So their mission is to provide healthcare as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And then they dive into that a little bit, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to our patients and their families.
Good.
So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to restore health. We're trying to influence doctors. This is how we bring it about. We do that by providing compassion, availability, and excellence to our patients and their families. Okay, so now what are their core values? So we write their core values as promises. So compassion. We promise to show kindness, dignity, and respect to every person that walks through our door. So if you need to get your wisdom teeth done or you need a dental implant and you go to a company whose core value, the first one is compassion. We promise to show kindness, dignity, and respect to every person that walks through our door. As a customer, I'm liking this. Okay, number 2, availability. We promise to show up on time and be available when our patients need us. So many surgeons, they establish their office to be ready on their schedule. So if you need your wisdom teeth pulled, okay, 6 months from now on a Tuesday at 1:30, we can do that. Well, one of their core values is availability. So they have to schedule time for emergencies. They have to make it so that they can be ready. Okay. And then the third one is excellence. We promise to give our best every day and continually improve our systems and processes. Let's say that, Bernie, that I just said compassion, availability, and excellence. Okay, great. Put it on a cat poster. This is wonderful. Okay, right. This is what we do. Compassion, availability, and excellence. So we take that a step further. We actually add a promise statement. Now, everybody on their team knows about these. They actually read them every time they have a team meeting. Compassion, availability, and excellence. But this is also what the promise statement is. Okay, so now let's look at the standards of excellence. So their first standard of excellence is patient-centric. We commit to fully understand the needs and concerns of our patients and educate before we medicate. Mm-hmm. Okay, the second is proactive. We commit to being focused on the task at hand and prepared to address any challenges that arise. And then third is positive. We commit to building a team culture that is encouraging, constructive, and optimistic. So when we're interviewing, and I've actually helped this organization interview staff members, when I'm interviewing them, I'm looking at, okay, is this candidate compassionate? Would they help with availability? Would they help with excellence? Do they seem to be patient-centric? Do they seem to be proactive? Do they seem to be positive? But then when you're on the team, this is how the team polices itself. Hey, you know what? You weren't proactive, so I had to be extra proactive. And in their organization, if you're a kind of a low performer, you don't last very long. Like, right. This is the standards of excellence. So that's a medical company. That's kind of the way that the vision, mission, values can be established in a medical company.
One thought here, Joshua, is as we think about it, and this might be helpful for listeners, but like your vision, as I'm hearing you describe this, has got to be, in one sense, quite aspirational. It's the change that could be. It's this big thing. Whereas your mission is going to be something that this is how we're going to move towards this vision. This is how we're going to put the operations and the products and the people into place so that we are acting towards the vision that we see. And then your values and standards are how you do the day to day. Like, this is how we make our
operate.
Decisions.
This is how we roll.
Yeah, we roll like this, and it's super clear, super practical. It's not aspirational. It's just daily. This is how we do our things. And if this doesn't fit you, then we may not be the company for you to work at,
Yeah.
So.
Peter Drucker said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And I'm a fan of that. Actually, what we do is say, yeah, but culture only happens when you have good habits, which is why you need growability and to build your culture. I would agree with that with one difference. The vision is aspirational, but it's also achievable. Mm-hmm. If I have a vision that's aspirational and not achievable, then that's not a good vision statement. Okay. So when I look at Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery, it doesn't say our vision is to see millions of patients. It says our vision is to see thousands of patients in Middle Tennessee with restored physical health. So this is an actual thing. They're not going to be in the scope of what they do. They're not going to be in the hundreds of thousands. They're just going to be in thousands. So your vision should definitely be aspirational, but only as much as it's also achievable.
Yeah.
So here's a services company. This is a company called Pitcock Biomedical. Jeff is the owner out there. He's incredible. They repair respirators and small, like different machines that do air quality and things like that for patients. So let me just run down their vision, mission, values. What I love about this formula is this is a repair services company creating vision, mission, values. This doesn't have to be sexy. This is just hey, what is our vision? What is our mission? What are our values? So here's their vision. Our vision is to see thousands of community-based home care service providers located throughout the United States, fully equipped to serve their patients in a timely manner. That's our vision. What's our mission? Our mission is to provide quality medical equipment repair that meets or exceeds manufacturer guidelines and has a quick turnaround. What is our vision? Our vision is the home healthcare providers have the materials they need to do what they do. What's our mission? We meet or exceed the customer manufacturer guidelines, which other people don't do. We also have a quick turnaround, which other people don't do. This is our mission. So that becomes a great simplifier for everything you do at the company.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's so much more clear than we ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. Yeah.
Exactly. So here's their values. Integrity. We promise to do the right thing and follow through on our commitments to our business team and customer. Friendliness. We promise to treat others the way we want to be treated. Teamwork. We promise to work together so that everyone gets the credit. Okay. Standards of excellence. Quality. We commit to meet or exceed manufacturer guidelines. Punctuality. We commit to efficiency in our work so our customers get their product on time. And consistency. We commit to creating a best practice where we spend time on the things that matter most. So punctuality is one of their standards of excellence. So I got Joe who keeps showing up late. Well, Joe, one of our core values is punctuality. We commit to efficiency in our work so our customers get their products on time. You keep showing up late. You're not hitting the punctuality thing. We're going to have to write you up. If Joe just continues to do that, then either we have to change the standard of excellence and say, we don't care about time anymore.
Right.
Or Joe needs to show up on time.
Yeah.
But that's where standards are so powerful because they give you something to measure yourself by in terms of the quality of your team and the excellence of your work. Okay, I got one more.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is a hair salon in Nashville that is easily the top hair salon, top notch. I'm inspired every time I work with any of the leaders at this organization. Just so cool. Oksana started this salon. And so her name's Oksana, also the name of her salon. So this is her vision. Our vision is to see millions of women throughout the world educated, empowered, and inspired. So that's her vision. Now, what does that have to do with hair salon? I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
But the reason why Oksana has a salon is because she wants to see millions of women throughout the world educated, empowered, and inspired. Okay, well, now let's hear what's the mission. I know what the vision is. What's the mission? Our mission is to inspire confidence by providing luxury brands, products, and services that help women live unlimited. Okay, so the mission is to bring luxury brands to the market and to scale.
Gotcha.
Brands, products, and services. If it wasn't Oksana talking in this and crafting this thing, I'm kind of Betty Sue down on the corner is probably not actually going to accomplish all of these things. Oksana is absolutely going to accomplish all these things. She's incredible. I'm she's going to have 3 luxury brands. She's the next, I don't know, whatever, the Kate Spade or whatever that. Yeah. She's the next Vidal Sassoon, and
right,
I'm heck yeah. So here's her values. This is the promises that she makes to everybody that comes in to have their hairstyle. Connection. I promise to ask meaningful questions to discover the unique potential of every client. Synergy. I promise to step in and help and integrate my personal success with the success of my team. And growth. I promise to continually elevate my craft. So if you're going to go get your hair done at Oksana Salon, I was working with her social media Google review. I'm every day there's 5-star review, 5-star review, 5-star review, 5-star review. They flow in daily.
Yeah.
Well, part of that is every person that they walk in, they're going to get connection, synergy, and growth. Here's her standards of excellence. And I love these. This is your job application. If I'm going to work here, I'm whoa, okay, they're serious about this. Standard number 1, make it happen. I commit to replace I can't with I'll find a way.
Okay.
Standard number 2, kindness wins. I commit to being personally responsible for the power of my words in a hair salon.
Yeah.
Standard number 3, dependable excellence. I commit to great results even on my worst day. So if you're on Oksana's team, you're going to make it happen. You're going to be kind, and you're going to be dependably excellent. That's where on your quarterly review, if that doesn't happen, well, then, you can go work at one of the other salons in town, but you're not going to be at the top dog unless that's how you roll. So when you put into place vision, mission, and value statements and standards of excellence, it's the fundamental ingredient to scaling and growing healthily in your business, is defining what's your vision, what's your mission, what are your values, what are your core standards of excellence. If it's real that 8 out of 10 small businesses fail, if 80% of small businesses are going to fail, the 2 of them that succeed are going to have very clear vision, mission, values, and standards of excellence. Mm-hmm. If you understand who you are, what you do, what you don't do, how you roll, how you don't roll, the promises that you make, the commitments that you make, those are fundamental for creating synergy. They're fundamental for creating growth. They're fundamental for serving a customer with excellence. It really, really is important to get your hand and your mind around what's our vision, what's our mission, what's our values, what's our standards of excellence.
For sure. So if someone's like, I really want to start thinking well about this in my business and my organization, how do you get started beginning to think about this for your organization?
Best way, Bernie, like always, join a Growability Collaborative. Get in there with a group of other business entrepreneurs and leaders, talk this through, listen to their vision, mission, values, and you can really, really work in community to create this and move forward.
This is a really fun conversation to have with other business owners, other nonprofit leaders, the other people in your collaborative. The things that have come out of the groups that I've been involved with has been just great. Cool. Well, we want you to remember that you're doing better than you think. You have more potential than you know. And we very much appreciate you joining us as we grow with Growability.
Thank you for listening to the Growability Podcast. The mission of Growability is to equip leaders to flourish in their life and work by developing vision, rhythm, and community. To discover if there is a more excellent way to run your business, visit growability.com and speak with a certified Growability coach. Bernie and Joshua are also available for speaking engagements, workshops, and conferences. Subscribing to this podcast helps Growability equip leaders throughout the world, and we appreciate your support.